Analytics is more art of solving a business problem, while it is mostly empirical, which means one has to keep experimenting, keep creating new stuff. We can say that every department in an organization has an analytical parallel. For example, if you have marketing, you have sales, you have finance, you have operations, you have product team. So then you can imagine that every department should have an analytics team to support them. Um, Only thing is that in some organization, some team does it themselves by hiring analysts internally, while other have dedicated analytics teams to support the function. While even bigger organization goes, and completely outsource it to the third party. So marketing analytics is an analytics that goes into getting the customer through the door. That is generating the lead and its conversion. Few examples are customer targeting, which is based on targeting the look-alike customers from the ones who already converted in the past. Another example is customer segmentation. If the base is very large and it's not homogeneous enough to generalize the assumption, then you segment the base and then treat them. Then is the campaign funnel optimization to reduce the dropouts at each stage of a campaign and have maximum conversion. Then multi-channel attribution to optimize the investment on channel like online media, walk-in, referral, and so on. Sales analytics, where you sell more with less resources. Okay, it's a parallel for the sales team. The primary goal is to optimize the sales efforts in order to have maximum performance from the sales force and incentivize them accordingly. Starting with the identification of the sales cycle, then forecasting, benchmarking of the sales performance based on stages of the sales cycle, and then estimating the ROI of the resources and so on. Then once the product is sold, then customer analytics kicks in, where focus is on retaining the customer, making as much money from them by cross-selling, upselling, discounting, and other incentivizing techniques, keeping the churn low by not letting them go away to competition. While doing all this, it's very important to keep an eye on the customer engagement, customer experience, so that the loyalty is high, which is often a program in itself called loyalty program in many organizations. Okay, revenue optimization is a function of a business analytics where the primary goal is to increase the revenue within the existing business setup. This could mean making more money, where we come up with new strategies to cross-sell or upsell or save more money for the organization, where we plug the revenue leakages from the existing revenue streams. For example, revenue optimization in credit risk business, which I worked on, was on two fronts. From the technical perspective, to save the money, to make sure there are no rejections from a genuine user who want to borrow, which meant that product has to be optimized in terms of the customer journey or in terms of the parameters like the offer denomination, time to repay, and so on. From analytical perspective, it was to make sure the lending is more while the losses are less, which means you sell more and you cost less. In traditional banking domain, this is achieved by a professional underwriter. There's a team of underwriters there. But in micro lending, this is more computer driven. A loan is extended every second, so the volume is huge. It's massive. So the optimization has to take place, using the technologies, and it works on slices of subscriber with having similar profiles. Typically, there are 50 plus slices of subscribers. This has to be done such that the profiles of the slices are homogeneous enough to be called alike. And then each slice is then subject to different lending terms. These terms guide the lending volume, the payment behavior, which gets fed back into the optimization exercise to further fine tune it. This goes on till there is no more incremental profit from the slice of the subscriber. That's when we call that, the slices are optimized and subject to no, the subject to no change, further change, or a change in the constraints. We call it that, the optimization exercise is complete. Product analytics, which starts to overlap, with the customer analytics, and the focus shifts from the customer to product. Now, product life cycle. Previously it was customer life cycle. Now the product life cycle, product update, product engagement. That those things become important. A lot of A/B testing has to go in, where you pick one feature and test with other, and replace them to make the product as efficient as possible. Then comes the web analytics. If the product is a website, then it becomes a web analytics, where just like product features, focus is on web pages and its artifacts like image placement, page layout, engagement with the users, engagement of the user with the page. All this, so that user keep coming back and the usage of the website is maximum.